What is up, you guys? Happy new moon in Libra. Happy spooky season. The eclipse happened today. It was a solar eclipse earlier in the midday / late in the morning, depending on where you are. For me, I think it was about 10:38 or so a.m. It's kind of cloudy today, and I still had my 2017 eclipse classes from when the total eclipse crossed over Nashville. And I kind of peeked out, but I didn't see anything happening. And you're really not supposed to connect with eclipses because it kind of connects you with like the surge in chaos. It's like getting a surge or a jolt of power that like your grid work isn't prepared for. Like the payload of the power is just too much and it's not distributed properly through voltage and, balancing that through your little generator, right? So it's almost like you trip a fuse. So the energy can be a little, dicey, chaotic, spicy, turbulent. I like to think of it as sort of like layers of energetic storms coming through to sort of wash away debris, kind of like forest fires when they come seasonally, when they come naturally to sort of burn away the death and create, fertile new soil and space for new growth. So we're in the ring of fire, as they say. So, if you're feeling a little bit tired, don't worry. We're still just going to persevere through. It's not a bad sign. It's just that like you're in good company. Everyone is feeling the weight of letting go of so much toxicity. And then it feels like the turmoil has just been dialed up, and everything is being magnified right now. And it's uncomfortable, but it's a gift because it's like a highlighter where the universe comes in our soul workbook. And it's like, hey, look, this is some assignments that you just need to finish up before you go into the next chapter of your life. And this way it won't be hanging over you and you will have adapted these skills to be able to like fully appreciate and be able to maintain and sustain and set yourself up for success in this next venture. So it's like, okay, fine. Like, it's like we're making too big of a deal of it. And so if you're here now, it's like you may already be working on this stuff anyway. When people aren't connected with that like awareness of their growth at all, that's when they get really jolted during these times and they don't know what's happening or why. So we're already braced. And for us, this is more like when you go to what is it called? Like an amusement area, and there's maybe like one of those bungee situations where they fling you a slingshot or something, and it's like kind of terrifying, but you're bracing yourself for it, almost like an exhilaration that you're almost like setting yourself up for because it'll be like a big kind of like a payoff. So that's where we're kind of at right now. It's like we're kind of like Evel Knievel. We're about to take a leap. We're about to take a risk, but we're being calculated about it. We're using precision. We're using skill. We're using practicality. It's just that to the outsider who hasn't seen everything that we've been putting in, it looks pretty cray. So don't worry. Big transformation happening on the inside. So the eclipse in the sun is showing us how in the outer world, how like our outer circumstances are no longer reflecting our inner growth, right? And so it's like bringing to our awareness what we haven't been able to see in the physical that's been holding us back because we've been working on the inner realms, right? And so we're still continuing to work on those inner realms. It's just that now our outer expression of like the work we've been doing inside, we're starting to, realize, oh, okay, I can live with more consciousness and I can choose instead of reacting. And, we're becoming more aware of those old patterns that are sort of like, we're like, oh, I don't even have a taste for that anymore. It's just really easy to just let go of now. Almost as if, you just lose the craving and enjoyment of cigarettes. And instead of it being a difficult thing to quit, it's just like, it's just like not even appealing anymore kind of thing. So that's what we're hoping for. But anything that really needs to change that we're still really attached to or that we're not seeing, there could be just like an intensity around that thing to just point it out to you. And so through eclipse season, it's like inviting us to let go of anything that we don't want to bring into the next chapter of our lives, because the eclipses, like, they accelerate things and they expand things. And so if you are in toxic situations that are really trying to be pruned away, it's like sometimes it'll just go on and yank that out. Sometimes it'll make it worse. And if you keep clinging, it'll get worse and worse and worse. And so not only are we starting a new 6-month period of growth, we also have just shifted into a new 18-month cycle with the nodes of the moon, which have shifted into Aries and Libra. And we're doing this big, huge, like, worldwide humankind all together. Like, everyone has this opportunity to, like, jump timelines right now. Like, this is a real shift in human consciousness where we can sort of take it, like, into a personal level and be like, okay, if I can envision the version of me that doesn't have hangups, that doesn't have procrastination or indecision or fear or, like, insecurity or doubt, and there's, like, no real fear of mistakes and just unencumbered, like, what would that version of me look like? What would I be capable of if I wasn't so held back all the time? So it's like, if we can start adopting that kind of, like, mindset, like, oh, there's a version of me inside of me that can do that. It's already teaching me what that would look like. So now it's like taking our time to start building that life based on those rules. And I like to talk about it like, it's as if Life, the series on Netflix, suddenly got canceled and you're the star of the show. But, like, it doesn't matter because it just got picked up again. The only thing is the old canon that the writers had to, like, create the story paradigms doesn't apply anymore. The character dynamics, it doesn't matter what it used to be like. They can do anything now. The characters are there, but, like, there's new rules, new stories happening. So the old rules don't have to apply. The old motivations don't have to apply. The characters are becoming more self-actualized. So they see through the old BS, they see through their own, they're being more honest with themselves, they see themselves more clearly, they're seeing others more clearly, right? So it's like you're being able to take charge of your own plot and figure out, okay, what is the story that I want to be living in going forward? And am I the main focus of my show? Or am I the character who's always focused on the other character? So by default, am I, like, second, like co-starring myself in my own show because it's always, like, the star of the episode is, like, a walk-on, right? So make sure, and not in a selfish, self-centered, like, narcissistic way where you're obsessed with yourself and you're only self-driven, but it's like, do you value yourself? Are you conscious enough to be focused on your own journey? Or are you sort of, like, dissipating your energy by getting, like, overly distracted by over investing into people and, projects and things that like, you're not investing your resources in a way that returns you real value or fulfillment? Think about that. Like, are you just sort of, like, spinning your wills in places? And are you wasting your resources on things that aren't really adding up to any real value for you, and you're feeling dissatisfied, but you just don't know what it is? It's like pause all of your expending of energy everywhere and pay attention to where it's going, and then rein it in for a minute, and then decide with consciousness, okay, where am I focusing my time? Where am I focusing my resources, my energy? Like, what am I putting my heart and soul in? Is that really aligned with, like, my passion and my desire and my drive? Like, do I know what that is? And so we have a chance now. It's all being super supported by, like, this, like, worldwide thing that's happening in the ethers. Plus, we're in the eclipse season that's supporting this. We've just come out of the end of the summer, high holy holidays, soul car wash, soul dry cleaning, soul relayed the infrastructure, new soul came in, we've supercharged, turbocharged ourselves. If you don't know what I'm talking about, subscribe to the channel. I make daily episodes. They basically are just this ongoing touching base with soul school and life, how we are developing throughout each week, how it's, pertains to the ongoing bigger picture, the ongoing story. So if you feel like, you connect with something, it's like you may be interested in the daily episodes. You can subscribe to the channel and like this video and comment and share it and do everything you can with it. It's helping my channel grow, so thank you so much. And guess what, guys? I am not necessarily, I'm like a third of the way to full monetization, but I didn't know that I'm about to hit a milestone. And if I can get to 500 subscribers, then I can have certain monetizations, like you can join the channel and then I'll make exclusive content for the people who join. And it's like a monthly thing of like $4.99. So if you've been like, oh, I would love to patronize this person and also get more, you know, exclusive content, then that's a possibility coming up. So the more actions you guys take on this video, the more I get out in the algorithm, the more the channel grows, and the more I have the ability to create things for you guys. Okay, so back to what we're talking about. So the North Node has shifted into Aries, and so this is another thing that's supporting this new change and this new growth, because it's like we are starting to see a forward vision into who we are becoming. And we're starting to really know what it takes to get there and what we want to do about it and what we need to do about it. And we're getting like this new surge of passion and drive and momentum and a rebirth of our zest to just refocus, burn the midnight oil. Like, I know we're tired, but we gotta draw from our depths and pull like a Hail Mary and just keep powering through and never give up, right? Perseverance, determination, you know, fortitude. So we're powering through into this new start, you know, we're pushing past the stratosphere into this new space, right? So be willing to let go of what's going to hold you back as you push through that, you know, the atmosphere, right? And you go further. The North Node in Aries, we're seeing this new version of self that we want to be going into this new story, but also the South Node in Libra is like the things that we've already learned, the lessons that we're not wanting to keep repeating, that we're wanting to go on and let go of and move forward from. So this is what we're evolving away from. This is what we're going towards. And so the Libra being in the South Node is like, okay, what relationship dynamics to like myself and other, whether that be things or experiences or people or jobs, but like outside of my own self and my own identity, my relationship to life and other, it's like, what toxic relationship dynamics am I ready to let go of that are holding me back? And that can be relationship dynamics with spending, right? With eating, with substances, with overindulgences. It can be toxic relationships with people, you know, family, friends, the way that you show up to work, right? Maybe you're overworking yourself, or maybe you're looking at things, you know, in a way that you can, you know, shift or whatever to make it, to make your experience at work more pleasurable, and you can show up with a new attitude of giving and sharing, right? So how can we shift things to let go of the toxicity of them and open ourselves up to that guidance of the higher self that's moving towards a more elevated and fulfilling state of being, right? And more in aligned with our true selves and aligned with that self, which that self is more aligned with the affinity of the light. And that's what we're doing, right? To prepare the vessel, we're trying to create affinity with the light so that we're in vibrational resonance with blessing, with flow, with ease, with certainty. So that's the idea here. So the eclipse in Libra is pushing forward to our awareness all the ways that we would like to stop interacting, and showing us how we can now choose how we would like to start interacting and make those changes. So just be prepared to have something come into your awareness, to come into your, like into enlightenment that was previously like kept hidden from you, or like you just weren't aware of. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say about the new moon eclipse. Pretty much all year, like in 2022, we were clearing the ground to make way for the foundations that we've been building. And we started building those foundations after we let go of so much and changed so much in our life about what we valued in 2022, it's like this year has been, the 2023 is all about been like the labor pains and contractions and the expansion of rebirthing the self. And so as we've been rebirthing the self, it's like parts of us have been sort of like coming online all year and being initiated and worked out and like upgraded and bugged out. And it's like we've been starting to learn the motions of embodying this new self, right? Infancy of self, relearning the way that we live and move and have our being in life, what we're taking in, what we're putting out, how we're expressing ourselves in the world. How we create and how we move, and it's all been hopefully elevating and changing. And so, now we are trying to look at this earned wisdom and be really clear about this as we kind of are starting to break ourselves into this new self, like wearing in a new pair of like stiff leather boots. It's like we're trying to embody this new self while also fighting against the tendency to want to get tired and just fall back into default setting. And what happens is when we get tired and we're emotional and we're drained and then trigger moments come up, it's like those are the moments where it's like, okay, this is the test. All right, game mode, you're on. This is like being an outfielder in baseball, right? Where you're sitting there seemingly inactive, but you have to be in get ready, game stance ready mode to make the move when the ball comes your way. And so that's what it's like. You have to keep that sort of spiritual vigilance and readiness. It's like actively standing by. You're actively in your feminine, the divine feminine. This is Empress mode. I am actively waiting and allowing and receiving and ready to get my ping, my intuitive hunch, my divine guidance, and then wait till I know the time feels right and then execute, right? No hesitancy. But you have to be aware and on top of like your awareness and presence with yourself and your consciousness. Otherwise, it's so easy to get lost in the narrative. And then when the meltdown starts happening, it's like, that's good. It's good that it is. It's like, okay, wow, now acknowledge the feelings, feel them. Don't react in that moment though. Don't make any moves that are going to change the plot of your story. Pause, observe that. Release it, let it go, but don't let it control you in that moment. Otherwise, you're in reactive mode. Really get centered and use your wisdom to align with what are your goals. What behavior right now is going to be in alignment with your higher self that's going to stay in alignment with your path and purpose? What is going to throw you off and put you in a state of dissonance with that path and purpose, right? We want to have free will to choose what kind of person we're becoming and what kind of story we're writing. So again, Libra, the Aries activation of this might strike a little bit of like fiery Mars energy. So try not to be overly domineering or combative or forceful or pushy or bullying in any way. Be proactive, be enthusiastic, be energetic. This is two cardinal, all the cardinal signs are going to be activated right now. Cancer, Libra, Aries, and Capricorn, because both nodes of the moon are in a cardinal sign. So Libra, another thing I wanted to say about Libra is like balancing out what helps us feel secure and gives us a sense of beauty and fulfillment, because Libra is ruled by Venus, and it's the balanced, mature Venus that has the groundedness and the awareness of mind and consciousness. And so this is bringing into our awareness what we want and what we're creating that's going to give us long-term value, that's going to increase our sense of security and stability in love and money. So new cycles in love and money, because both of those are ruled by Venus. They are kind of intertwined because they all are connected with our sense of self-worth and deserving and our desire for security. So what does that look like for you to have a beautiful life, but also feel secure and stable? And be inspired by your life as well and feel in love with life. Venus is that inspiration. It's in being in love with life and feeling enraptured and ravished with, life, and that kind of fear of God, the awe of like, It's also powerful. The fear of God is more like when King David was afraid to be separated from the Creator, even for a moment, because to fall from that consciousness, it's like when you feel the fulfillment of having a feeling of safety and security and certainty in that greatest power, it's like you get into a state, this like protection, this bubble of protection and ease and flow. And so you can feel the feeling of getting out of balance, out of harmony, out of in dissonance with that, and fall out of affinity with the light. And you're like, oh, it's horrible. You know, it's like my enemies are gathering around me. Everything's horrible. I'm in the depths of despair. And it's like from then you got to like cleanse and climb back up to that mindset again. Or it can happen in an instant. You can let it go and not cling, and wash away in 1 second your consciousness. So that's the miracle. It's like in any second, things can change. And so when things are brought into your awareness so much so that you can't unsee them, it's like it makes it easier. It's like we're gonna have this lightning strike of clarity coming through. So very good, very exciting. Oh yeah, so back to Aries. So be like in that fire starter, like good, passionate, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, so enthusiastic to get going. Nothing's gonna stop me. I'm a little ram. I'm gonna like go up the mountain and I'm gonna get one foothold at a time, and I've got my horns to just push through the obstacles with determination. Zestful new spring energy and enthusiasm is good, but like don't be combative, don't be too self-centered or too stubborn, don't be hard-headed. Take insight and like from others, be open to like, you know, insight and suggestion and other people's experience and wisdom, but also don't let that control you or confuse you either, right? We're learning how to be our own sovereign and not going to look to everyone else to tell us what to do or where to go, but we're also not completely closed off to really great ways that the universe might communicate, you know, good ideas or direction to us. Okay, so I think that is pretty much what I wanted to say. Yeah, relationships coming into balance more. And that's not because the relationship that you're in is going to suddenly find balance. It's going to be because you are taking different actions and communicating you're looking at yourself differently. You feel differently about yourself. And so you're communicating a different self. You're taking different action. You're setting boundaries and standards. And so if someone's not in alignment with that, then it's like you either need to communicate and they're either willing to grow with you or they're not. And then you have to make choices based on that. It's not to say that the universe is just going to wave a magic wand, and if you are in a bad or a toxic situation, that certain person is suddenly just going to see the light and get it together. No. So don't hear that and take that message that like, oh, I'm in a toxic cycle now, but suddenly this partner is just going to change because eclipse season can do, you know what I mean? Like we can all twist things into anything that we want to hear. So really like the quality of a reading like this is only going to be as real as you are with yourself. It's when you are holding the cards and the cards are coming out and you're not getting the card that you want and you just keep shuffling, that's called oracle abuse. And it's like you're not taking the guidance, you're ignoring it, you're just trying to manipulate the message. So, you know, be real with yourself, because this is like, eclipse season is one of those times where it's like, this is final exams and you're so far away from other people. There's essay questions. There's no way to cheat. So by cheating so far through the semester, you've only cheated yourself, kind of thing. So it's like you can't hide your vibration. Vibration, there's no cheating around that. The universe will be mirroring to you what you resonate on. And so it's up to you to interpret and intuit and discern what that is for you. Okay, so the first card will represent us in the like current context of this moment. Don't waste any more time. So don't waste any more time going through old cycles, old patterns, old like ways of just expending energy that you could be doing like the thing that you want to do. So don't waste any more time in indecision. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow might never come. The thing is, tomorrows do come and they stack up. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, we're at the end of the year. Remember when I set those New Year's goals back in January or even this time last year? It's like, how far along did I get in those? Did I show up? At least, like, did I put continued effort? It's like, it doesn't, you don't want to get too caught up in the results or like has it manifested yet? Or so much as you want to say, okay, did I show up consistently? Okay, did I show up as fully as I could? Did I push myself through my comfort zone? Did I push myself beyond what I thought I had the energy or the time for? Did I find more energy and time, right? So we're always needing to push up against our edge. So it's like, don't waste any more time, get right to it. Strike a pose, there's nothing to it. Vogue. That is so Libra. Oh my God. I love my outfit today, by the way. It's very, very Libra, very, very cute. If I don't want to toot my own horn. I did wear a nautilus amulet, an ammonite. So that's what I meant to say, an ammonite amulet. And for me, and it's like the spiral, it cleanses. It's like a vortex, and it does it's like cleansing energy. So it's getting rid of negativity, but at the same time, it's drawing energy in, positive energy. I do have an Etsy shop with ammonite charm necklaces. If you guys are interested, you can follow. There's always a link below to my shop and different things like that under my description. I just forget to always mention that. Let's see. Okay, don't waste any more time. Don't hesitate. Don't delay. No more procrastinating. The time is right. Just go for it. Catch the wave. Act now. And that's kind of how I've been describing this eclipse season. It's like we're not manifesting new things. We're going hard and deeper into what we've already been working on and like giving it our all, or cutting out what needs to go completely, clean cut, like quit holding on kind of thing. So it's that real like warrior Mars, decisive strike of the sword kind of energy with no hesitation. The time to act now. If you have like a big opportunity or a big moment of expansion to catch a wave now, it's like, do it with discernment, but it's like, that's how you ride the wave of cosmic energy. You feel an opportunity building, right? And then when it presents, it's like, hopefully you're ready to take that opportunity. Now, sometimes you have to be willing to say, okay, the timing isn't quite right on that wave, or that wave doesn't quite look like the wave that I would like to ride. And I know that if I take that wave, then I'm not going to get the big one coming behind it, and I'm going to have to swim out and miss it. So it's about discerning, it's about choice, right? It's about following that instinct, having the time, having the timing right, and then going for it and not hesitating, and then paddling with your all. So just think about that. Waiting, being ready, being poised, and like game face on. Okay, what's crossing us now? What kind of energy is crossing us now? It's time to take better care of yourself. So while we are, putting the effort in towards a lot of things, we need to make sure to nourish ourselves on the way. This has come up for me a lot personally. I will tell you right now, I need more sleep. I need to drink more water. I have been burning the wick at both ends and trying to keep up with so many different things. And I know that that's going to pay off eventually, but I do need to be more conscious in the meantime, to be present with myself and make an effort to drink more water and to work out regularly and stretch, because those things make me feel good and prepared and energized, right? And those are the things that I love. I love my walks through the forest, right? Tree bathing, tree speak, that's very nurturing to me. I love ritual baths, right? So it's like, those are things that we need to carve out time for. Plus, like, I love to have a prayer practice and a certain amount of spiritual nourishment in the morning when I wake up, and then before I go to bed. And those things take time, and they take discipline, and you have to show up and make an effort for yourself, even when you're tired and lazy and you just want to veg out. And that's why it turns into self-love, because you are making an effort for yourself, and you're showing up for yourself, and you're being consistent and dependable and devoted. And that's what you're going to attract in and call in. You're going to call in that kind of value and, nurturing, and something that will take care of you, whatever it is. because you value yourself. Okay, what is the subconscious influence that's affecting the moment right now? Save your money. So maybe you're feeling like you have to like hold on to all your resources right now, coming from maybe like a fear of scarcity or money issues. And so if you're feeling blocked in money, then again, that's related to Venus themes of love. And so that can cause you to have sort of an energetic crossover in your wiring that can affect your love sector as well. So maybe, you know, healing those fears and wounds and issues you have around money will alleviate a lot of pressure and maybe make you feel a different sense of security, right? Maybe it's time to take care of some of those issues so that you're building consistent security for yourself, or, you know, feeling like you are, you know, productive, right? Graduation. So I wanted to pull another card on that. And I think that this is like a moment of saying, like, it's not that we have so much, we're becoming so much more aware of, you know, our finances, the bread that we make by our effort, and our value and our worth. And that trickles out over into our relationships in life too. It's like our value, our worth that we are bringing to a relationship and that we deserve in return. And that's the same with when you are giving your life force in exchange for the money that is going to give you the quality of life that you have, right? So it's like, what kind of quality of life do you expect for yourself? The kind of partner that you attract is going to affect the kind of quality of life that you have for yourself. So basically, your self-love thermometer is going to basically determine how much you're getting in these different areas. So again, we are seeing these things and we're connecting the dots. And so now it's like we're starting to learn our lesson in these areas and make headway and improvement. Okay, now the next card will be the past influence that is still kind of affecting us, but is starting to dissipate. Energy detox. So grounding in nature, rigorous exercise, good sweat, meditate, chill, quiet the mind and body, smudge, salt bath, journal, spend time alone to recharge, carry black stones and smoky quartz. It's funny that it's in the past because it's basically saying, like, you know what we were just talking about? That thing. Yeah, you have learned different ways that are good to detox your energy for you. Automatic journaling, right? Different things that we were just talking about. Going out for like a good hard run for me is great. I'm really craving one right now. But there are certain things that we know that if we do these things regularly, it's just like it keeps our energy and our attitude and our focus clean and clear and crisp. So it's like, don't forget to maintain that, like, for yourself as you are going through these elevating times, because they're challenging, right? We have contractions, we have expansions, so we're putting out a lot of energy, we're feeling tired. So we need to make sure that we're taking really good extra care of ourselves so that we can ground all this energy and then keep going with it instead of burning out and then crashing. So take really good care of yourself. What is crowning us now? Keep the peace. So not a good time for confrontations. That's true. During the next couple of weeks or over the next month, we're having these 2 eclipses. So it's like, choose wisely, like the kinds of confrontations and battles that you're having, because everything is extra combustible right now. Everything is very precarious. So keep that in mind. And the things that you want to see sustain, like, err on the side of unity and togetherness and sharing and love and compassion, right? The bridges that you don't mind get burnt, like, maybe go for it. But like, wisdom would tell you to mind the gap this month. That's in London when you're riding the tube. It's like, don't step in that hole and fuck your leg up and get stuck in between the train. Like, don't fall on the tracks. Mind the gap right now. Carefully board the train. Keep the peace. Not a good time for confrontations, miscommunications, misunderstandings. More needs to be understood before productive conversation can happen. So that's a big highlight right there. So much transformation is happening during the next few weeks, during the next month, and maybe 6 weeks, you know, that time afterwards. It's like everything, like pieces are falling into place, dust is settling, new revelations are coming forward, insights, like minds can change in an instant, consciousness can shift, big opportunities can come through that you're not expecting. So sort of just let everything present and don't get in any hurry to make any big moves in any direction, right? Just know that things are up in the air at the moment. And so it's not a productive time to do anything crazy. It's better to just lay low and see what happens and then make decisions after, or make big moves after. This is why we were trying to prepare before. So it's like we were all this time, these last couple of months, we were really getting clear on who we were in this moment and getting clear about who we were going forward so that we would have more clarity during this season. So again, if you are just showing up now and you're like, what is everything? What is this going on? Yeah, big changes, big change, big transformation time. So, you know, the next few weeks, just give it some time, because things, you might not have a lot of outer big changes. It might be the way that you feel about things, and those changes might be up to you to make. Right around the corner, rest and recuperate. You need a break. Rest is productive. Take a nap. Don't work on anything. Do something fun. Warning of burnout. That's a good message for us right now. A lot of people are go right now. This time of year is busy. Lots of opportunity up in the air, but don't feel the scarcity of FOMO, fear of missing out. Even God didn't work 7 days a week, right? So who do you think you are? Like, you think you need to work more than God? Like, do you have no trust in God? Like, on the 7th day, he rested. So even now, I've been working like 6-day weeks and doing readings and keeping like the content going. So I'm feeling a bit tired too. So I could tell, like last night, hanging out with my sister and her wife and all, you know, some of our friends, we were watching Hocus Pocus outside with the fire going, and we watched Practical Magic, and we made gourmet s'mores, and we ate chili. It's so good. I could feel how tired I was, and I was just like, oh, this is the coziest, nicest thing to do is just like sit and like watch a good movie and be chill. And so give yourself time. This is that time of year where it's like nature is trying to allow us to enjoy, like slowing down and connecting with just the pleasure of being. And so let yourself do that at least once a week. Okay, what is our perspective? Because it demonstrates trust and abundance too, and release. Y'all are gonna laugh. So remember what I just said, trust, abundance, release, demonstrates release and surrender. The perspective now that is affecting us, and usually this is kind of a negative perspective, it says let go of control. So it's like we're not surrendering, we're not letting go, we're not releasing it all. We're trying to keep it all together because we think that we are the ones that keep it all together, and that's an illusion, right? So cast thy burden onto the Lord, let go of control, take a day off. Don't try to micromanage the universe right now, because there's so much that we don't know and we can't see, right? The blocking of the sun. And so all of that may surface, but it might take a few weeks for it to play out. So give it some time and just lay back, lay low, chill. Don't feel like you have to force anything right now, but don't waste any time. Like if there's dreams that you're wanting to progress and there's like step-by-step actions that you just need to take on a daily basis to keep that going, maintain. You know, go deeper. Like this is also a time for opportunities that you've really been putting your heart and soul into expand as well. So, you know, again, let go of control issues, follow your instinct and your intuition, but also don't overwork yourself either. Release a little bit, let go. You'll need extra energy and rest during this time anyway, with all of the you know, energetic change and integration. Okay, outer circumstances affecting us now. You veered off path. So did you lose focus? Yes. Like just the tiredness, and like, you know, when you're on a long road trip and you're driving through really flat open land and there's not really a lot of landmarks or not a lot to look at. And you're going for really like hours and you just get this highway hypnosis, and it's not that you're not on path and not on track, but like maybe you've like started slowing down as your foot gets tired and you're not really like just like gradually you're going slower and slower, you're making less progress, and then you're just like, where did I go? Like, I've been like out of body. Like, I've missed all of this that was happening, and you're just like not connected with the drive right now. So I feel like that is what this card is saying. It's like what we need to do is recenter our focus, because this has been an exhausting, you know, portal of change, initiation. The whole year has been, the last couple of years have been. So it's like, if you feel like you've been going and going and going all year, trying to like operate at your peak, you may feel a sense of like, what is it all for? Like, and it's like right before the end of the like where the character finally has the big confrontation that pushes them over the edge to win the boon. It's like they always want to give up. They're so tired. Like, I'm so fucking tired, and now I've got to like get my ass kicked and fight harder than ever because my huge nemesis has been resting and they're just roaring to go, and here they are. And like, you know, it's just like you've got to show up with all your might, right? So did you lose focus? Have you gotten sidetracked? Did you make a wrong turn? Where do things feel off, right? That's kind of the opportunity in the presentation of eclipse season. It's like, where do things feel off? Where do we need to recalculate and get back on track, right? Maybe you just ran off the road a minute on one of those little bumpers that like wake you up. You're like, that could have been awful. Or did you get off the wrong exit, you know, and you're like, oh shit. And then you got to go down like a mile because there's nowhere to turn around. It's a narrow country highway. Okay, so hopes and fears. Creative collaboration, compromise. Okay, cool. So the thing is right now, it's like there's a lot of creative possibility in the air. And I feel like it's like there's something about wanting to build more with a network that revolves around creativity or your purpose in some way, or what you're trying to create. Maybe it's calling for compromise to be able to work out, you know, certain things, to be able to make that happen. So don't be overly obstinate, like we were talking about Aries energy. And then the video last night, we go back and watch last night's video. It's like the weekend. It's tarot and oracle message for the weekend. It would be the one with the most recent one. So yeah, like be open to other people's input or ideas, right? But don't be necessarily steered or controlled by them either. Okay, and then I can't help but notice this is a practical issue to come. So this is really having to do with what we're taking now from what we know and integrating that into our actions. Okay, and so outcome. A lesson you're meant to repeat, a new situation. So, okay, improved health, home life, lifestyle, new job, organization, outer harmony. A lesson you're meant to repeat came up with this for probable outcome. Natural cycles, growth, going deeper, next level, everything is fine. You're meant to learn something from this. So whatever seemingly is happening right now, there's a new cycle starting with it. There's a new situation. Maybe you thought that you had failed at something, and maybe it just hasn't, you just haven't had that moment where it's tipped over the edge yet. So don't give up. If you feel like you are facing a lesson again and you're like, what is wrong with me? It's like, maybe there's nothing wrong with you. Maybe it's just like that you're majoring in this area. So you went from high school and that was like the thing that you were most interested in high school, and now you're going to college and you're deciding that that's going to be more of a focal study for you. So don't get down on yourself about it. Just think of it that way. Okay, so let's grab a few tarot cards to clarify our Celtic cross. Ooh, okay, we've got 3 of Wands in reverse. We have got the Empress, and we've got 6 of Cups in reverse. And then 4 of Pentacles. So, okay, I think that, so with 3 of Wands in reverse, there's something about waiting for your ship to come in and feeling like it's blocked, or feeling like it is delayed. So the 3 of Wands is about like being prepared and then attracting like good collaborators. right? What was this? You're hoping for collaborators, but there might be some kind of compromise involved. I will grab Eileen Conley, her guide, to go deeper into that. We're next to the Empress here. So there's so much potential coming through for you to master whatever it is in this level that you're going forward from. But again, like the Six of Cups is here in reverse. So the Six of Cups is about over idealizing the past or seeing something as worse than it was. So there's something about the past that's still affecting you right now, that's keeping you blocked and keeping you stagnant and keeping you feeling like you are like it's triggering your control issues. Because Four of Pentacles is about, in a positive way, it's about building stability and security, which that's what we're going for with the Empress energy right now. It's like the potential for this is good, except right now what's happening is it's like if you're waiting for the invitation, if you're waiting for someone to apologize, if you're waiting for life to give you closure, like you might not get that. It might be something that you have to decide within yourself not to overly nostalgize or not to be attached to old grudges or not be attached to old energy that's holding you back, right? Or old fears about the way that old relationship patterns played out and making you still closed off from what could come in the future because you're afraid it's going to happen again. So I'm going to grab that guide really fast so we can go a little deeper there. Sometimes I just feel like there's something in the book that wants to come out and it like won't let go until I do it, until I check. Okay, Three of Wands reversed. Okay, talent, skills, efforts being wasted. New direction needed. Ooh, okay, so yeah, expending your energy on things that aren't really like growing your goals, or no longer expending your energy in things that aren't propelling your talents and skills. Don't waste your talents and skills. So talent, skills, efforts being wasted. New direction is needed. Utilize your skills and know castles from foundations grow. So again, creating the foundations and building the infrastructure and then showing up and holding to that. A careless approach could spoil everything. Check all information before moving ahead with new ventures. Being proud or overly confident is the wrong attitude to take. Could mean a downfall. Okay, so in this instance, I feel, I think you really should go watch last night's reading, because again, that was exactly the themes that were coming up. It's like, don't like peacock a little bit. Be proud of like your talents and don't hide them away under a bushel basket, but also don't be like arrogant about them either. Have a humility about those gifts and be a humble servant and take them seriously and sacredly and try to use them and share with them. Don't waste them. Okay, so and then Six of Cups reversed. Rewards may be delayed, or someone may receive recognition that you feel is due to you. Delays will test your will and strength. Don't react, be quite still. A trip or some special event you've been looking forward to may be postponed. Come out of the past and live in today. Times are changing. Disappointed with something received, could be an inheritance. Need to get out of a relationship or a stifling situation. So that really stands out, and delays will test your strength. Don't react, be still. So be still and know that like the more consistent you are, the more unchanging you are, the more eternal you are, then the more power and influence you have over your situation. Someone getting recognition that you feel is due to you. That kind of was coming up in the last reading too, the same one that I keep referring to. And it was like maybe needing to do something to stand out, to not being competitive, but remembering that maybe you are like in an arena where you need to present yourself in a unique way that helps you pop out against the competition, against the crowd, right? But don't be looking at that in any kind of scarcity. Just embrace your uniqueness and like enhance and magnify it. Don't compete with others, because that is like scarcity mindedness, and it creates division and conflict. Okay. All right. So let's pull a few cards on our manifestations. So this will be a little bit of insight into how we need to approach our manifestations over the next few weeks. So it's kind of like, lay low, don't let the past control you, don't let fears from the past or behaviors or dynamics from the past control you. Don't be stuck and unchangeable, don't resist change, just accept and keep going forward, and don't waste time and don't waste your talents. You're being helped. Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see results yet. Again, there was something about one of these that was like, Three of Wands maybe, when it was, or one of the reverse ones we just read. It was like, you don't have all the facts yet, or like you don't know everything about the situation, so be careful. And it's like, again, eclipse season, there's more to be revealed over the next few weeks. So you don't have everything that you need right now to make huge changes and decisions. So be in the process. Don't rush anything. Take your time, but know that things, parts and pieces are moving behind the scenes to help you. So keep asking for heaven's help, because we have to ask in order to get it, because we have free will. And so heaven has to respect our free will. All right, what else do we need to know for our manifestations this week? Thank you for the help in helping us use our skills and talents properly. Okay. Tranquility over the Empress. So make time to relax, be still, and enjoy solitude, indulging in much needed self-care. So yeah, getting into like allowing yourself some of that divine feminine time to just relax and be, and not be pushing, creating, driving forward, making the decisions. Like, give yourself some time to just be at ease, because that is in the energy of receiving. You can't be in the energy of receiving and sharing at the same time, right? Plug can't go into plug. Plug needs to go into outlet. So in order to receive, we must be an outlet, right? Time to move on. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. Again, like eclipse season's greatest hits, like getting rid of the old so the new can come in. So anything that is like just wasting your time, that you could be focusing towards your goals, that is something that you can let go of and just shift that behavior. Maybe looking at the things, the efforts that you are putting into your goals. Maybe there's something that you're doing that you're spinning your wheels, and yes, you're putting a lot of energy and effort there, but the way that you're doing it is just, it needs some tweaking, or it needs some innovating, or you need to try something else. So be willing to experiment and try new things right now to see if anything, hits. Synchronicity, and yes. So your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. So the universe is guiding you and giving you messages right now about current guidance to do, like what you need to do in this current moment, and where you need to start heading and aiming yourself towards. You got to pay attention to it. You have to act on it, or acknowledge that you've received that guidance, and that you intend to take it into consideration and, use that guidance. If you're just wasting it and you don't appreciate it, you don't acknowledge it, then it doesn't keep showing up unless you actively ask for it and engage with it. And so the more that you acknowledge it out loud or appreciate it, and acknowledge that it's like the message has been received, then the more the messages will come. But in order to receive the synchronicities and signs, it's like you can't be obsessively looking for them, because again, like we were talking about, the quality of the reading that you get is based on your own ability to be honest with yourself and your consciousness. It's also based on your ability to not look for the thing that you want to be seeing everywhere. Yes, your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So this is the energy of the Empress. The Empress has security and abundance because she knows how to be in her feminine, wait, receive the inspired divine guidance through these synchronicities, and then move on it. take action on it. Letting go of things that aren't serving me. Letting go of things that aren't honoring my value. Easy to walk away from. What this is not an equal exchange. Okay, it has to be equal or better, or I'm not involved, right? I am my Empress. I'm in my divine feminine. I am receiving. I need, to be nurtured and to be supported. And so that is up to you. You have to be the Empress and sovereign over yourself. Part of that is taking in this divine guidance and then acting on it and giving yourself that certainty. Like, as you do this, it builds your trust and faith, and then you can relax a little bit and let go of control issues. Okay, let's pull a few cards on our relationships. That's a big topic of concern over eclipse season. It's like, yay or nay, what do we do? Are we, win, lose, or draw here? Cutting or keeping? To cut or to keep? Okay, you deserve love was our first card that came up. You are lovable. Engagement, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So you deserve love with your love life is ascending might mean that you have to now go forward making new choices based on a deeper belief that you deserve love. Maybe the circumstances that you're in now, or that you have been attracting up until the past, or that you've allowed to like play out, or the dynamics that grow certain conditions have not led you in the greatest expressions of like relationships, right? Maybe you haven't had the healthiest ones, or maybe you're now ready to go deeper into a new level of healthier relationship that's been more engaging. But whatever it is, you gotta, like, there's something that we're letting go about any kind of issues around what we deserve and our self-worth and what we'll have and what we won't, and clarity about that. And so it might require not continuing on with people who haven't shown that they are in alignment, right? So that we can attract in what can take us into a higher level of relationship, or open us up to become engaged in our romantic life with new opportunities and new possibilities. So there's something like there's a new shift in our romantic like energy in our life. There's a new cycle starting. So whether you're having improvements within the relationship that you're in, you're deciding to let go of those it's complicated that never quite play out. It's just this circle and cycle of like again and again, the status quo. It's like releasing yourself from all those things that deep down just like haven't really given you fulfillment, are not giving you what you want, and you've given it a fair shot. It's like those are the things that are moving out, right? So that you can have something that's coming in that reflects your value and your worth. Someone that values you the way that you should be. And the thing is that you have to value you first. Because if you don't value you, then the world will not value you, because you are either in resonance with something or you aren't. Okay, what else do we need to know? So true love, okay, so it's like doing that work now over the next few weeks so that we can actually be engaged with a higher level of relationship options and dynamics, healthier relationships that can foster true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So again, like there's really great things coming in. But it's about doing the healing work now and like doing the difficult things that we need to do for ourselves and being strong and building the vessel to be able to be at the level of the relationship that we want to call in, because we have to be the partner that we're looking for. We can't expect to attract higher than our level of what we're showing up at now. It's like we are kind of pulling that in at any given time. That's usually what we desire, is like we're reaching, but at the same time, in order to connect with that thing, we have to be at that same resonance, right? So working on the self, allowing true love to come in, and then worth waiting for. This is about not rushing it. It's about waiting for the right timing, because the root word of evil is unripe. So even something that's good for you could be not good at the wrong time. So before it's ready or prepared. So knowing that you deserve love, knowing that your love life is going to be engaging in a higher level, and knowing that like what's really in authenticity for you can start coming in. It's like, but you have to wait for that real thing to present itself. Real love, real resonance, right? And it's worth waiting for. But it's like once you become attractive and magnetic, it's like being a light bulb. Like moths are going to be attracted. You can't be discriminate about what's going to be attracted to you. You have to be discriminate about what you let in, right? Okay, let's get, oh, that's right. I felt like we were missing something before. Let's get a lunation card from Moonology. What do we have here? Ooh, answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So things that we've been wondering about are going to be coming into light for us, into our awareness. Maybe, you know, something that we wanted to have some kind of correspondence about, or conversations that needed to happen, or maybe you're waiting for a result to come in, or a choice to be made, or a destiny point to meet, you know, you feel something coming, you don't know what it is, but clarity is coming. Be on the lookout. The answers you need are coming, so just be open to receiving them. And by like giving yourself time for those to come in as well. Okay. Let's get one of the Angel Wisdom Tarot cards. Too many, but I think it was this one anyway. Ooh, 6 of Wands. Victory. Wise choices that bring public recognition and success, promotions, awards, and scholarships. Again, this has been a reoccurring theme this week in my shorts. You can check those out. I do like little YouTube shorts that are really just cut up from my TikTok videos. So you can follow my TikTok channel at Liz_Taylor_Magick, just like on Instagram, Magick with a CK. Conflicts with others caused by opposing opinions. Walk away from drama unless the situation is really worth your time. Then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. So again, you will be well served. 6 of Wands. You will be victorious if you can just get through like the next few weeks just under the radar. Stay in a positive state of mind, in a state of self-control, because everyone else is going to be affected by this energy too, and they might not have as much like training and readiness for it. So there may be, you know, butting heads and a lot of fiery energy going around, a lot of conflicting goals and desires, and feeling like you're, you know, surrounded by threats and challenges and competition. The secret is to know that there is no competition, there is no threat. This is only happening to unfold your greatness. And so the more ease you can find during all of this and just choose to stay put at that like energetic thermometer, then the more victory that you will know. So just trust that like divine timing and plan are at play, and that you are being protected and guided, and to just be open to that guidance and actually connect with it and follow it. And use prayer. All day, every day, 24/7. Okay, let's get some advice, some motherly advice from Mother Mary, Jesus' mom. What does she have to say? Oh, blessings. Today I count my blessings, small and large. I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. So the state of appreciation is so powerful and magnetic. I mean, when you're focused on things that really give you appreciation, you're in a miracle zone at that moment. You're disconnected from the things that are bringing you displeasure, and you're connected with all the fulfillment that you feel from what you have. So you're thinking fulfillment, I have fulfillment, I have. So those are all good things to feel and project to the universe. So yes, connecting consciously with your blessings and calling in more, naming and claiming those. Oh my God, gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. So again, preach, girl, say it, name it, claim it. Gratitude for your blessings. Notice them, acknowledge them. You know, also too, a protection hack for you, in addition to saging, smudging, cleansing. Whenever we are talking about the greatness of the Creator or declaring it, like, oh my gosh, talking about how awesome God is, how great the things are that, you know, the blessings coming in, the amazing insights and ways that the universe works, and it's so mysterious, and, you know, things that you are like being revealed to you so that you can overcome and transform. The more you talk about the greatness of the Creator, the more you're in a protective bubble of light. you are in the protection of like the affinity of the light of the Creator at that moment. So the more you can declare the greatness of the Creator over the weekend and over the next month, the more protection you will be in through eclipse season. So our card today, the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things. That should have been she shall teach you all things, because the Holy Spirit is female, but we'll let that slide. I think it's probably a King James version. It's mansplaining, but like wrong when they're mansplaining. And you're like, okay, well, your ball's hanging out of your shorts. Okay, so this is depicting, I believe, maybe Jesus baptizing John the Baptist, perhaps. So the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, she shall teach you all things. So again, tuning in deep, last words from Jesus, that inner spirit, that inner voice is guiding you. So making a conscious effort and connecting that with intention every day to set your course, to set your sail on the right course for the day. It's the seed level that you start the day with. And so learning how to listen for that really quiet, comforting, compassionate, but wise voice within. And sometimes that requires strength, and sometimes it's difficult to act on, but it is, you know, deep down when you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I know this is what I need to do, or where I'm being led. And it's not coming from a reactive state of fear and scarcity and doubt and panic. It's actually coming from a sense of very calm certainty and trust. Right? All right, you guys, good luck over the next couple of weeks. Lay low, wear a helmet out there. Don't be buck. Don't be domineering. Choose your battles very wisely. Choose what hills you want to die on. Err in the side of unity, compassion, generosity, sharing. The more you can bring unity into a situation of chaos, the more light you're revealing, the more power you are revealing. So go out there and do your best. Ciao.